Hi, my name is Hafiz Zishan Shafiq, and I am presenting this presentation in group. Basically, me and Tawfiq or Rahman will be in this presentation. So first of all, I will start this presentation from first slide to ninth slide, and then after that, Tawfiq will continue. So first of all, I want to thank you for your time to join me during this presentation. So first of all, I will start with the building strong, effective collaboration relationship with families and communities in the early childhood centers. So collaboration is more than just communicating. It requires basically the establishment of respectful, trusting, and sustained relationship to support children's learning and well-being. If you want to discuss about the understanding collaborative partnerships, so how we will describe like this way that early childhood collaborative partnership flourish through basically a shared working relationship among families, educators, and community members to build children's development. Collaborative partnership are built on trust, respect, and ongoing learning, interest, and cultural values. So educators are aware of children's development, the curriculum, and learning environment. When the two sources of professional work together, children learn with consistent message and support at home and at the center as well. As explained by Epstein, that partnership requires listening and shared decision making. For example, educators may invite families to suggest ideas for learning projects or to share strategies for promoting for a desired behavior. This allows families to feel ownership and their power, and they are contributing by themselves. So according to the national quality of standards, also state relationship must be authentic and reciprocity, not just about sharing the information, also collaborating with the families and with the educator is very important. So according to this one, why partnership is basically matter. So I will discuss here that the partnership are valuable because they incorporate learning into the daily routines. By regularly collaborating, educators and families support children transition between the routine of home life and learning routines and continuity, support children's feeling of safety, and help their confidence to try something new in the center. According to the Epstein's research has found that the children are more likely to adapt to an educational setting with their families, believe that they are an active team member in that educational setting. So family involvement gives family a sense of agency to support their children's education as well. So it is very important to give the children strength and ideas, and get some information from the children's interest from the families. So it is very important for the educators to do the partnership with the families. If we want to discuss about the NQS quality standard, so quality area 6 standard, so how we will discuss about this one, that the national quality standard clearly describes an expectation for quality practice in early education, and under quality area 6 focuses on collaborative partnership with families and communities basically. Standard 6.1 has expectation that educator must build and maintain respectful relationship with the families, basically including an expectation for regular communication with the families regarding children's learning and their behavior and their cultural values. And according to the 6.2, that take the it takes basically partnership under the standard 6.2 takes the connection beyond the service, involving the partnership with community growth. So health practitioners and local organization, with the intent to support children's learning and well-being and build on relationship with families. According to the national quality standard of 2020, partnership that effectively engage and connect with families and communities alongside ongoing partnership with educators will provide a valuable and authentic learning experience for the children, which is very important in the area of the in NQS quality area 6. So if we want to discuss about the EYLF overview and what are the purposes. So the EYLF year learning, basically the early year learning from framework version 2 is the national early childhood learning framework for for Australian standard with the children age birth to 5 years. The framework is a structured based on the concept of belongings, being, and becoming. If you want to discuss about the belonging is demonstrated through a safe and supportive environment, ensure that the children know they are accepted and valued within their families. So being, what is being? Being when the children have the time and space to be engaged, explore, play, and develop a relationship in the present moment, basically. So lastly, if we want to discuss the becoming, draws at the understanding that children are in a continued process of growth, and they are developing in their learning, and that will support their future, basically a future potential according to the studies. So if we want to discuss about the EYLF principles, so it is very important that the first principle of the EYLF, we have basically four principles here. So in this slide, I will discuss one and two principle. The first principle of the EYLF emphasize that respectful relationships are central to qualify pedagogy in early childhood education. So if children or families are treated with care, consideration, and consistency, children will develop trust in their educators and push themselves out of their comfort zones to take their risk in their learning and sharing of ideas. Sometimes it happened when I was in the uh, in the present in the centers. So children are exploring their own. The children are telling their own story on the weekend, what they did, what they were doing, what they did at the home. So it is very important to build a confidence in the children so that they can tell their own information to you. In this way, they are engaging very well. It means they are learning very well. They are feeling confident. So it is very important. So when we complete, like in the second principle, partnership, acknowledge that we are co-educators, families and caregivers know their children's personality, culture, and history, while educators have a professional perspective of how children basically learn. So in the principle number 3 and 5, I will discuss like this way, that the third principle of the EYLF basically says expectations are high expectations, and basically the equity. Remind us every child has the capacity to reach success, though an educators we must also provide equitable opportunity for children to reach to reach that point, and where children have their own belief, and it can help develop confidence and resilience. And if we want to discuss about the fourth principle, so in this principle, that respect for diversity speaks to the inclusion bolded aspect of education. And then when the children's home cultures and values are acknowledged, their sense of belonging is supported. For instance, displaying family photos in the learning environment, or utilizing child home language to say hello reinforces like their sense of being, and this generation towards the profession is very important. Uh, if we want about discuss about the EYLF version 2.0 practices, so the practice presented in the EYLF provide and basically educators to provide the principles of the EYLF and provide like the greatest approach to learning. So it also reminds us that the learning is interconnected. For example, being in social play influences language and movement of all the same time. Cultural competence and their and cultural languages and movement of all that, all of these things, and in the communities is very important. So it is important to understand cultural genetics, basically generalities, without making general assumption about them. So intentional teaching is planning for learning to happen rather than waiting for learning to basically unfold. So this means that when families share their children interests are basically vegetable gardening at home, the educator can plan a center-based gardening experience for learning that builds on children interest. So, in this slide, I will discuss about why collaboration basically matters a lot. Partnership is the common theme that links all areas of quality. When families and educators are in direct communication, children will receive similar messaging and support both at home and in the service setting. So, this similar messaging and ongoing support for the children basically engagement and the confidence in trying to new things and development of social skills. Families experience numerous benefits as well. They feel more comfortable, valued, and competent as a parents because educators work to validate them as a strong asset. So these all are about the this is all about the collaboration matters. So my second part of this presentation will be presenting by my friend whose name is Tofik. So he will start from the slide 10. Thank you of thank you for listening.